Focus isn't just keeping college students Catholic. We're launching college students into a lifelong mission. We're sending kids out into the workplace, into where God's calling them, to be the hands and feet of Jesus there. Hi, I'm John Leyendecker, Focus Team Director at Colorado State University. I grew up feeling like I just didn't fit, like I wasn't part of the puzzle, square piece trying to fit in a round hole world. And that just wasn't it, right? And then my father being alcoholic, my mom buying my affection, so to speak, for all my dad's transgressions. And then watching my father die in front of my eyes when I was 13 years old led to a time of using drugs and using women and doing all the things that I knew in my heart I wasn't supposed to do. I didn't grow up Christian. I didn't grow up any particular denomination or anything. But I knew I wasn't supposed to be doing those things, and I knew it was leading to nothing but hurt for them and for me. So I almost died for the third or fourth time, and I was laying on an emergency room bed, and my mom was looking at me crying, and I always swore my whole life that I'd never be like my father, right? And here I wasn't like my father. I was in fact a lot worse. I was dying 20 years earlier. My heart was skipping beats. My liver was failing from the amount of alcohol I was drinking every day and the prescription narcotics I was taking. And when I got sober, my life changed, you know? I got introduced to Alcoholics Anonymous, and I started working the 12 steps and started getting clear on my anger and my resentment, my fear, and how I was treating sex in my life. And confess that to another human being in the 5th step. Felt a weight just lift off me like you couldn't even imagine. And then a couple years into sobriety, I was helping young men get sober and really trying to pour my life out in meetings and service work, we call it in AA. And I heard one morning that I was supposed to go to Mass and meditation, and it sounds crazy. It wasn't a big voice, it was just that still small voice of God. A little whisper said, go to Mass. And I said, okay, God, if you're there, if you put it in front of me, I surely will. And that night I went to an AA meeting, and we don't talk about religion there. It's kind of a taboo topic, just like in the public square. And my friend invited me to go to Mass. And I went to that Mass, and it wrecked my life. I walked into Mass that night, and I saw a statue of Our Lady, and heard that same voice that said, go to Mass that morning, said, that's your mother. And I started crying. And I went to that Mass and got to that part of the Mass where he says, behold the Lamb of God, behold him who takes away the sins of the world. Happy are those who are called to this banquet. And I gotta tell you, man, I lost it. I was a puddle of snot and tears on the ground, and I walked out of that Mass that night and I talked to the priest and I said, I'm pretty sure I'm supposed to be Catholic. So here I am. I've been married to a particularly attractive redhead for almost 10 years now. I got 5 amazing children, and what God's done is taken me, a prodigal son, and helped me become that prodigal father. And I'm on campus and I'm welcoming young men home. I'm helping men discover who they are, who their dad is, and how much he cares about them. And I get to do that by just being a friend to guys like me, the broken, the lost, those who don't think there's a place for them. You know, I get to invest in young men and tell them that they're good enough, that they got what it takes. It's really neat. Sometimes I get to tell them that I'm proud of them. There's been a number of times where I'm the first man to ever do that in their life, and that's a really special moment for me. It's a moment where I know that I'm not just investing in this one man, but I'm leaving a legacy, that those men are going to touch other men's lives, and we're going to live out our mission, 2 Timothy 2:2, teaching teachers how to teach. It's a tremendous life.